And what up, everybody? Welcome back to Pro Publications YouTube channel. This channel talk about zines and DIY publishing, and today we're gonna get to some zine reviews. Today I want to review this zine here. Bam! I was there. It is a zine that's put out by the homie Adel Soto, but this zine actually has art by one of the creative partners of a company called Iron Forge Press, and that creator's name is Chuck Loose. One of the things I love about this series that the homie Adel is doing is that he's doing basically what I do as well, where I find artists and art that I like and really try to give them a platform and really spread it out as far as we can. And the print quality in these zines are always amazing. They're always beautifully done. And what this zine basically does is it gives different artists who are in different art mediums their own little zine that talk about their work, what they do, and so on and so forth. It's about flyer art. And for me personally, like even when I did the book review on Bikini Kill and the zine collection, they also had a lot of flyer art in there. But the thing that reading that book, right, that historical book about the Bikini Kill femme movement, the femme punk movement of that time and era, was that it was definitely tied to a lot of the flyer art. It was tied to a lot of the musical things, and it's all tied together. It's all this expression of a thought, an emotion, a community. And this right here, his name, I Was There, Chuck Loose talks about how, well, you know what? Let me just read it for you. I Was There, Anima Animus Art Series Zine Issue 3. For as long as I can recall, I've had a fascination with posters, handbills, announcements, and weird old printed things, screen printed and otherwise. As a child, I was fascinated with the packaging that cold cereal came in. I discovered the world of punk rock as a teenager, which opened a creative floodgate. I created flyers, posters, album art, and merchandise designs for my friends' bands and, later, the bands I was a part of. Being part of that scene created a certain sensibility for me, in which music and the accompanying artwork were permanently fused. As two different kinds of creative output that relied on each other to get the message across. My first watershed moment was hanging out at one of my teenage skateboard friends' house. His parents were cool. They let teenage kids drink beer. And happening upon a copy of a book they owned called The Art of Rock, a compendium of music-related art and poster work that spanned the early 1900s up to the 1980s, I was riveted and excited by what I saw. My second watershed moment came when my parents took me to see an exhibit of Andy Warhol's screen prints. As I write this, I realize that although my parents didn't let teenage kids drink, they were still pretty cool if they introduced me to Warhol. Seeing the physical pieces combined with the DIY ethic I learned from punk rock encouraged me to try and do it myself. As time went on, I continued to develop my skills as a graphic designer and seriographer, and eventually started a company, Iron Forge Press, with my business partner, Ian Rowan. Since then, we have produced thousands of hand-pulled seriographic prints for hundreds of music artists, entertainers, and events. The artwork presented in this zine are reproductions of some of the many pieces I've designed and hand-printed, unless otherwise noted. One of my favorite occurrences is when someone sees one of my prints and exclaims, "I was there," and they are reminded about the experience they had at the show or event. It tends to be one of those transcendent moments, for me anyway, in which art connects with an individual psyche in a unique and salient way. Thanks for checking this out, and all the best. Chuck Loose, 2021. And so I really dig that saying of "I was there" and how that creates this connection to this moment, this time and space, this event. It brings different, memories and the emotions thereof, those memories, and so on and so forth. So like all that stuff is really important and powerful, man. And I can't say enough. And so here goes his company page, Iron Forge Press. Iron Forge Press is a full-service, independent design studio and commercial print shop located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We specialize in flat stock, serigraphy, and textile screen printing. We also offer embroidery, dye sublimation services, custom sign making, complete graphic design, branding, marketing services, and custom garment design. Please explore the rest of our site for sample of our work, pricing, and great deals you won't find anywhere else. Let's go to the portfolio. And I think that's so cool, man. And in getting ready for this video, I started reading up on kind of like the importance of like flyer art and design and graphic design and things like that to the artist, and they talk about how it's a good way of making a living. And going back to what he was saying, Chuck Loose, it really ties you to a certain community. So it's even better when you're making flyers for punk shows and you love punk music and you love these bands and so on and so forth, and then that helps you progress in that way. But with that all being said, let's go ahead and check out the art that's in here. So I'm just going to show the ones that I liked a lot. We got one for Alabama Shakes, Queens of the Stone Age, I'm a fan. 2013, Dave Chappelle. Arctic Monkeys, another band that I like a lot. I like this one too, for Dia de los Muertos in Florida. Definitely dig that. Voodoo Glow Skull, something from my youth. Didn't even know they were still playing, but 2015 is not that far back. I like this Dolly Parton one as well. Don't fuck with Dolly, she's a fucking saint. I really dig it. They should have made that into a button. They probably did. There's Black Sabbath one as well. It has a very old school feel, but kind of done in a new wave. The Mars Volta, that's another band that I like. Mobb Deep, Raekwon and Ghostface. This is a hit. Got AC/DC in the back. And lastly, in every issue, it kind of talks about the art piece, the name of it, and kind of how it was done or what tools were used. Something that's always done in this series, and I like it a lot. This is issue 3. It's always limited to 50 copies. Not sure if there's any left, but if there are, there will be a link in the show notes. Hella tight zine, man. Once again, this comes from Adel Soto. I'm going to have his information in the show notes, as well as links to Iron Forge Press, just in case you guys want to check out Chuck Loose and his partner and the work they do, and maybe you guys want them to work on something on your behalf. Beyond that, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Lights.